grade reopening webinar. I cannot wait. Thank you so much. I was having a bit of some technology issues to start this meeting off, but looks like we are set up and ready to go. So welcome to all my third grade parents and families. I want to just share with you my excitement to welcome our third graders back on campus, in addition to our TK through second grade students who have been with us for the last few weeks. It has been such a success, so we cannot wait to add third graders to the mix. I know a lot of third grade parents out there. I think about 25% of our third grade parents also have siblings in TK through second grade. So they now are experts, they know the ropes. So this presentation is going to be a lot of similar information to our TK through second grade reopening webinar, with some updates as we add third grade into our schedule. So I will be going through all of these slides. Please don't hesitate. If you watch this, if you read our email updates, if you still have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, our front office, your child's teacher, and we can help support you in these next few days as we prepare for our reopening on Monday, December 7th. So today we're going to talk through preparing for our return to on campus, our drop-off and pickup procedures, and student supports in place for all of our kiddos. I want to start off by giving the huge sentiment of gratitude and thanks to our entire community, our parents who have supported their students through distance learning, our staff who has worked tirelessly, to ensure that our students are safe and healthy back on campus, who have also navigated the waters of distance learning as well, transitioned to our on-campus model. I am so grateful, and in the spirit of Thanksgiving and offering thanks and gratitude and sentiments to all of our community, just know that from the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful to be leading this Round Meadow ship, but I would not be able to do it without all of you. So thank you so much for all that you do to support our community. As we prepare for our third graders to come on back onto campus, you'll notice my Bitmoji is wearing her mask. All of our students and staff are wearing their masks daily as they're on campus. You'll also notice some of our awesome markings to help students maintain that 6 feet of social distancing while they're outside. Parents, please know that a lot of this information is to prep you and your child, because unfortunately we cannot have visitors or parents on campus. So we'll talk through some ways you can practice and get ready for that with your child as they return on Monday. But know that unfortunately it is a drop-off procedure. We cannot have parents on campus. So we sent out our AM and PM cohort assignments that Friday before we went on Thanksgiving break, the 20th. So if you did not get your AM and PM assignment yet, please reach out to me or your child's teacher and we will make sure you have that information. Again, those were sent out before Thanksgiving break. Thank you to those of you who submitted the PM preference survey. That really helped with our lottery process for placing students accordingly. Know that with third graders, what we did first was place siblings in appropriate cohorts based on where their TK through second grade siblings were. We also did our best to honor all of those PM requests, and then we randomized the remaining students from those lists into the remaining PM and then AM slots available in that class. Unfortunately, as you can imagine, our teachers and staff have been working around the clock this week to prepare for our students to return. So at this point, we are unable to make any cohort changes. We understand and empathize with the fact that this schedule is not ideal for all families. Having AM or PM is not ideal for all families. And just please, I hope you can understand on our end that we aren't able to accommodate any of those switches. All right, I'm excited to share that this Friday, we will be able to open our campus for walkthroughs for you to be able to come to campus and show your child where their classroom is. I have a campus map actually linked here. I'll also send it home as well. If you take your phone, you can actually take a picture of that Scan Me link and it pops up with Round Meadows map. So you can find your teacher's classroom on Friday in the window of 3:30 to 5 p.m. You can come to campus. We ask that you park in the main lot. I'll greet you at that front gate. We'll take your temperature. Your whole family will wear masks, anyone who's with you, and you can practice walking your student to or from the drop-off loop to their classroom door so that they make sure they know exactly where their classroom is. Our teacher assignments, I'm sure they've shared with you already, but Miss Moran's class is in room 10, Miss Simone's class is in room 11, and Miss Mellick's class is in room 25. For drop-off and pickup procedures, some key reminders to all of our families out there. we have to have you complete the health screening form through Parent Square every day. Now, parents who have been doing this for their TK through second grade kiddos already know the drill, but any parents new, you may have noticed on Parent Square, there's a big orange button that asks you to submit the daily health screening. You need to do that for your child every day. Our staff will be checking your completion screenshot. So we ask that you actually complete the form in the morning, take a screenshot of it so that you're ready to go before you leave the house. When you arrive, you can show us that screenshot, show us that you have checked your student in for that day. Our staff will take their temperature, they'll exit the vehicle and head to their classroom. But that health screening needs to be completed daily. So please make sure you are getting in the habit of doing that. Our staff does that every day as well. I do it every day since returning to campus back in July. What I've done is set an alarm every morning to remind me at 7 o'clock to make sure that I check in. So if that would be helpful to you and your family, you could start getting into that habit as well. Thank you for that entire community approach to keeping all of our students and staff safe. That health screening in conjunction with those temperature checks are how we're ensuring that we're keeping our entire community, staff, students, and families at home safe during this time back on campus. So we will be taking temperatures. We ask, please, as a community, that if your child is not feeling well, you keep them home. That I cannot emphasize enough the importance of this. If they are not feeling well, or if you need to mark any of those symptoms on the daily screening, they should be kept home. You've seen us roll out for TK through second grade, our quarantine independent learning plans. We have that accessible to you so that your child's not missing out on what they're getting at school. We have those available, so please help us as a community to make sure that if they're not feeling well, they come home. If for some reason they come to school and then start developing symptoms, you will be called, to come pick them up. They will be sent home for the day if they're exhibiting any of those symptoms. Like I mentioned, please do your best to take a screenshot of your check-in. Whoever is driving your student to school needs to have that quick and ready to go so that they can show our staff, your student can get their temperature check, and they can make their way quickly to class. Where to arrive. So when you're coming to drop your third grader off, you will be dropping them off at our backfield loop. This was the new loop that was added to our campus last year. Our first and second graders are also dropped off at this backfield loop. It has plenty of space for cars. Drop-off has been going smoothly and efficiently so far. So third grade families, you will join in the backfield loop unless you have a sibling in TK or kindergarten. Then your third grader will travel with the youngest in their family. So with the exception of third graders with a kinder or TK sibling, all third graders should be dropped off at that backfield loop. This is also where they will be picked up at the end of their cohort session. We ask, of course, that you pull all the way up. So you'll see in our backfield loop, we have plenty of space. We can actually fit 14 cars in that loop, but only if you pull all the way up. So to help us be quick and efficient, make sure you have your screening ready, you have masks on and ready to go, kiddos ready to hop out of the car with their backpack, and you get your temperature checked and you pull all the way up in the car for us. That'll help with our quick, efficient drop-off. We've actually built in scheduled times to our arrival window so that students have plenty of time to make it to class. At school, students will be wearing a mask throughout the day. Students will walk straight to their classroom, so there's no hanging out or playing before school. At 8 or at 12:10, depending on what cohort they are in, they will arrive and they will walk straight to classroom. Reminder that parents are not allowed on campus, so your kiddo will exit the vehicle and go to their classroom by themselves. And know that our main office is closed during those arrival and dismissal times because our staff is supporting that process. So if you need to stop by the office, don't forget to make an appointment, but know that it will not be open during those windows. Our students will have their temperature taken, as I mentioned, prior to exiting the vehicle. If they have a temperature for some reason we didn't catch it at home, we will keep them in your car and send them on their way with you. They will walk to class on their own and meet their teachers. Reminder that we have that built-in time to our schedule so that students have plenty of time to get to their classroom from drop-off to when instruction starts. So for cohort A, we start at 8, but really we start at 8:15. So drop-off doesn't start till 8 o'clock. You have from 8 till 8:15 to make it to your classroom in your seat, ready to learn. Students who arrive at 8:01 are coming in, getting their materials ready, starting their independent work for the morning. Students that arrive at 8:14 are doing the same, right? Teachers are taking attendance after that 8:15 mark. The same goes for our PM session or our cohort B. 12:10 is the start of arrival, start of drop-off. Students are expected to be in their seats, ready to go by 12:25. I have to give a huge shout out to any TK through 2 parents listening so far. I have been blown away by the awesome procedures following for TK through 2 arrival and drop off. So well done, hats off to you. And I know our 3rd grade parents will continue that awesome habit. All righty. So no, this is our schedule. We've pushed this out many times. This has been available to you, but just to clarify, cohort A arrives at 8, pickup is at 10:40. And in the afternoon, they're doing independent or asynchronous work assigned by their teacher. No live Zooms, all independent work. In PM group or cohort B, they are doing that independent or asynchronous work in the morning, then coming to school for their live in-person class from 12:10 to 2:50. Our classrooms, our teachers have been working, as I said, endlessly to set up their classrooms and prepare for students to return. You'll notice that we have desks that are 6 feet apart. Students' areas are clearly marked and designated, labeled with their names. We want to ensure that safety inside and outside the classroom as well. We have some awesome learning spaces set up for our students outside. Students will take a movement break outside, get some of those wiggles out, be able to eat a snack if they'd like, and utilize these outdoor spaces that are cleaned regularly throughout the day. So as students are in class, reminder that they are sanitizing their hands, they are doing hand washing breaks frequently. As you saw, our desks are arranged 6 feet apart. We will be maintaining that distance always. Teachers will go through and teach and reteach these protocols with your students as well. It's a helpful reminder. Maybe you have them watch part of this with you and they see and hear some of those expectations, but even our youngest learners have picked up on these procedures so quick. I have been so impressed. So I have no doubt our 3rd graders will do the same. Like I mentioned, students will have a movement break with designated play equipment in their designated zone of campus. So for example, Miss Mellick's class might be out on the field one day, where Miss Simone's class will be on the blacktop, and Miss Moran's class will be on the play structure, right? They have their designated zones so that they stay with their cohort during their movement break as well. There are no shared items during the school day, so know that your student will have individual supplies. Our teachers are working on preparing those as we speak. Please only send with your child essential supplies they need because they're carrying that backpack back and forth. We also encourage them to make sure that they have their reusable water bottle. We do have our hydration stations and water fountains available for fill up of a water bottle only. Drinking fountains are closed, so they cannot drink out of a spigot drinking fountain, but they can fill up their reusable water bottle. So make sure that you send that with them daily. For pickup, as I mentioned, students will be picked up at either 10:40 or 2:50, depending on their cohort assignment. 3rd graders get picked up in the exact same spot they were dropped off at that backfield loop. Reminder, if that 3rd grader has a sibling in TK or K, they will meet their sibling at the front main office loop where you will pick up from there. We're hopeful that our oldest students can help navigate the youngest students at their pickup location. Another reminder, you know this is improved a lot during our time together at Round Meadow, but always a concern of ours and something we want to be mindful of, safety and traffic flow. So please do your best to play your part in that. I ask that you not be on your phone completing your screening as you drive, as you arrive. That is not safe. Do it before you get there. Make sure you are ready to show us. You pull all the way up for drop off. For pickup, make sure you are on time, ready to go, not too early. We're opening our gates only 10 minutes before that pickup window for cars to start queuing up. Make sure you pull all the way up and you're ready to get your kiddo at the end of their day. I am happy to report that our pickup procedures are done in 10 minutes or less currently. So we are going to maintain that with the addition of our 3rd graders next week. Between cohorts, know that all of our classrooms are thoroughly cleaned. Our restrooms are thoroughly cleaned. Restrooms and high-touch surface areas are being cleaned throughout the day, and campus will always be cleaned prior to the arrival of our cohort students. So whether they're in AM or PM, there is that routine reset for our campus to make sure and ensure that all of us are staying healthy and safe. We also have meal pickup available free to all Round Meadow students every single day. I've sent out a bit of communication about this, so if you haven't already, please fill out the lunch request survey so that you make sure if your student wants to take home a free lunch whether that's at the end of their AM cohort or the end of their PM cohort to refrigerate and use the next day. We have those available to you. We are trying to eliminate waste as much as possible as a district. So please make sure, if you haven't already, fill out that survey indicating yes or no in wanting meals for your child, and we will have those available for them at the end of the day. Some final notes before I wrap up here. First, again, just to echo my sincerest thanks and gratitude. I know this has not been an easy year for our Colts out there, our students, our families, our staff. These are hard times, but we are able to do them together. And from the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful for that. Thank you for being empathetic and understanding and supportive and kind. Your teachers have been working so hard. Our staff has been working so hard. If you get a moment to shoot them a kind email or a nice message thanking them for all their hard work, I know that they would so appreciate it. Know that, unfortunately, as much as we would love to have our community here with us, we cannot host visitors on campus. So parents, it is a hug and go drop off. We have spent months preparing for this. We've had such great success in the last 2 months with having specialized programs back on campus, the last month adding our TK through second graders to that, and now adding our third graders. We cannot wait. Finally, please know that we have our site counselor, Ms. Gunther, available to our students. She is here with us 3 days out of the week. We also have our Community 360 counseling staff that's available to any student or family on campus, virtually, and distance learning, wherever they might need to navigate through these tough, challenging times. So if you need that support, I know I always remind about that at our morning assembly and often in our weekend updates, but please don't hesitate to reach out if you need that support to anyone in our community. That is all for now, Colts. Thank you so much for tuning in. I cannot wait to see our third graders back on Monday. We miss you. We are so excited to have you back in class, and it is going to be an awesome, awesome first day of school back on campus. Thank you for joining me. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions, and have a great evening.